This is First Contact, Stories of the Call Center.
The catalyst of the pandemic forcing change at a pace that people are absolutely not only not used to, but may not have been prepared for. I can just imagine what your conversations are in those spaces. But specifically, it's interesting you note that because so much of the content, information that was shared was in physical conferences and events, having to shift, as you mentioned, it's not cookie cutter. You don't just unplug in-person events and then somehow magically plug them into exact form in digital and then they're somehow successful. So you had mentioned obviously the right platform and being able to have panels. Was there anything that you found or are still looking at when you're trying to make these events virtual to be successful for people to actually not only attend, but to actually pay attention and participate in it versus sign up and maybe they never show up because they're busy? When they're at a conference, there's almost nothing else going on. They're there. They've already made that decision to check out of what they're doing. Have you seen anything that's helped or you're still looking to work towards to achieve that attention span while virtual?
That's a great question. And actually, I've been looking at some sessions from other organizations. I'm a member of the National Speakers Association because I do a lot of public speaking, and the NSA has been running their virtual conference over a period of weeks, and they've been delivering it in bite-sized chunks. So one session on Tuesday, one session on Friday, one session on Thursday, so that you're not drinking from the fire hose, right? You're not getting overwhelmed with that information.
Overly saturated too fast.
That's key, is to break it up a little bit, spread it out a little bit more, do different kinds of sessions, make sure that there's some interactivity involved as much as you can. Just having me staring at the camera for an hour and quoting statistics isn't going to work very well. It might work in person because I tend to be a little humorous when I'm talking about stats and everything else, but it's really a different ballgame, and making sure that your speakers are set up for success as well, making sure that they have decent lighting so you can see their faces, making sure that they've got some camera presence, making sure that their background isn't crazy busy. You know, they're not sitting in front of a zigzag mural that makes your eyes go. That stuff is important. So it's tough to get that done, but if you're careful about it and thoughtful about it, you can make pretty good things happen in a virtual event.
Well, I couldn't agree with more on the transition of shifting the requirement of the person that is speaking for their audio and the video and the lighting. It was always on a professional that was their job, right? They had to make sure that the mic was set up properly, all these things. But now when you're remote, you're sitting there having to walk someone through. Yeah, your mic works, it sounds good, your lighting's off, your background doesn't work. And these are things that I don't know that everyone takes into account. And maybe even certain speakers haven't really done that much. And who knows, they may have done it quite a bit. So that part of it has to be interesting. But I do agree that the bite-sized aspect of consuming that information so that people, their attention spans, when they have so many other things, other pop-ups, other reminders, other people that may be in their home, how do you keep that mind share for anything more than a split second, and you've lost that audience, right? So it really doesn't have to do with the content anymore per se, but how do you keep them engaged in the remote aspect?